Most of us consider clean drinking water as a right. We turn on our faucets, shower heads, hoses, and water bubblers with the certainty of knowing that safe, purified water will come out. Our local, state, and national government can mostly provide us with this opportunity. Of course, as long as our parents pay the water bill. This may leave many of us ignorant on how water flows through the faucets, shower heads, hoses, and bubblers. It's almost as if it just falls in our hands.
Today, I'm here with Bella as camera woman at DW Field Park. Today we're going to be researching on conservation things that Brockton does in this park. This is, I think, the only park that really does have conservation in the city. So, let's get started.
We'll be addressing how clean and safe drinking water is made accessible and the environmental problems that stem from it.
Wow. Capping, bro. They capping.
We are going to start off with talking about how water gets its water supply. Brockton's water supply comes from 3 watersheds: Jones River Watershed in Silver Lake, Monpont Pond in Taunton, and Furnace Pond in North River. All of these watersheds are natural ponds. Monpont Pond and Furnace Pond water is diverted through large pipes to Silver Lake. These pipes are over 100 years old, sent 20 miles through those pipes. In this documentary, we're going to mainly be talking about the Taunton watershed in Silver Lake. It consists in 42 towns, which is 40 miles long. It's Massachusetts' second largest watershed. Taunton River is the main artery. This is where all of the other reservoirs and watersheds flow into. One of these streams that connect to the river is a reservoir at DW Field Park in the Brockton-Avon area.
Problems like lack of water flow and impaired water quality is found in this reservoir. Impaired water quality is caused by an excessive amount of nutrients from runoff and septic systems. These can be transferred into watersheds, also called eutrophication. So, what are the effects on wildlife? Well, algae forms and makes plants inedible for fish and other aquatic creatures. This is a process called algae blooms. These algae blooms blocks the sun, which makes plants not be able to perform photosynthesis.
Now, what is the effect this has on our society? For starters, it prohibits touristic use of the lake, like fishing and swimming. There is also an abundance of organic substance. It gives bad odors and tastes. This is barely masked by chlorination in drinking water. These substances come from complex chemical compounds that prevent normal purification processes, which slows down the flow rate.
Now introducing our interviewee.
Hello, what is your name?
My name is Pedro Jody.
How old are you, Pedro?
I'm 16 years old.
Where do you live?
I live in Brockton, Massachusetts.
What school do you go to?
I go to Boston College High School.
How is the water polluted? If so, is it completely filtered out?
I would presume it's filtered out mostly, but not entirely.
Okay.
So the main water supplies in Brockton are from Taunton, Silver Lake, and North River watersheds. How do you think it benefits the environment? Because these are all natural ponds.
Habitats for animals,
So wildlife.
wildlife.
Okay. How do you think it damages wildlife and humans?
Probably the commercialization of water. It's, it's a means to
Live.
with humans.
What do you think can be done to preserve the reservoirs and dams that flow into the main watersheds?
I can stop drinking water, I guess.
Would you be willing to make said changes?
I don't know. I think I would be.
Understandable. Thank you, Pedro, for your time. We created a survey on Google Forms to get an understanding of how much knowledge Brockton residents have on their own water supply. We had 6 people take it, 3 of which were white, 1 was Asian, and 2 were black. They all were between the ages of 15 and 17. These are the results. So the first question was, do you know what the main sources of Brockton's water supplies are? And every single person out of the 6 responses all said no. And I think this kind of shows how people aren't really educated or think much about like where water comes from. Like I said, they think that it just, magically appears and falls into our hands. And then we told them what the 3 main sources of our local water comes from and that they're all from natural rivers. And then we asked, how do you think it benefits wildlife and humans? And a couple people yet again said, I don't know. And a lot of them said it gives humans easy access to something needed to survive, and it benefits wildlife by ensuring maintenance of their habitat. The next question was, how is Brockton water mainly polluted? And half the people said that with plastic and waste falling on the floor and stuff, and like illegal dumping. And then a couple people said that they don't know. I think this kind of shows how a lot of like environmental justice is kind of like highlighted or shown through littering and not really like in like our water system and stuff. To conclude the survey questions, I came to the conclusion that teens, no matter of their race, aren't educated enough at Brockton High on where their water sources come from. We're all getting the same education at the same high school for the most part, and none of us had any idea on even where the sources of water came from. Now, you're probably asking, what is the solution to this problem? Here are things you can do in your day-to-day lives to help. First off, you can keep leaves and grass clippings and other inorganic matters out of the street. This is because it drains into lakes during storms from sewers. You can also leave deep-rooted plants along the shoreland. Wildflowers, ornamental grasses, shrubs, or trees are all things that you can plant because they absorb and filter runoff that also provides a habitat for wildlife. Now that we are done, here are things you should take away. Remind yourself that clean water doesn't just fall into the palms of our hands. Keep yourself aware of what you are putting into our community, because what you give back is what will come right back to you.
Nutrients. The run. Eutrophication. Eutrophication? Eutrophication!
Water supply of Avon.
Whoa! Right there. For Avonian's dispensal. I meant disposal. Thanks, water cycle.